Salutations, Ginger League. Welcome to Super Ginge. No, it is not an episode of Super Geeked. No, it is not an analysis video. It's the reveal video. It's a reveal. We're going to be discussing the upcoming changes for 2023 for this little geek that could. And as always, I am joined by my co-host, Kevin Tierney. Kev, how you getting on, my man?
I'm getting on good. Getting on good.
Yeah. Well, seriously, it's weird because we're recording during the day in this one, and it's like natural light.
It's like I opened the blinds. It's like, oh, what's sunlight? What?
Yeah,
Recording with sunlight? When have we done that before?
yeah. Just with sunlight in general, like in my case, it's the ginger's natural enemy. We're just like, go away. We don't want to die, even if it's winter sunlight. And I really hate winter sunlight because it's like the ultimate tease where it's like, I'm in the sky, but I'm not giving you any heat. I'll just blind
No.
you when you're driving.
Yep.
It sounds about right for it, doesn't it?
It does, aye.
So everybody, we have been teasing. Well, we teased in the last episode of Super Geeked before we broke for the holidays that we're going to be making some changes. And there's going to be some interesting plans going forward for 2023. That's naturally piqued your curiosity, and now we have your attention.
Mm-hmm.
So I will start with the main news, the ripping the band-aid off news. I am actually going to be stepping back from Super Geeked. Reason being is that for us, when we first kind of came up with the idea of Super Ginge is that I was going to be there initially to help with the reins, but long term was going to be Kevin's podcast. It was going to be he's essentially bit training. That's why I kept calling him my apprentice. Teach him the ropes, show him what to do, get him comfortable on the mic and doing stuff like that. And I think we can all agree Kev has more than excelled with this. Over his time, I've seen his confidence grow. I've seen him get better on Super Geeked in particular. More engagement with the fans in the Facebook groups. If you're not on them, get on them.
Yep.
And I think new year, new start. Best thing I can do is pass the reins over. So officially, Kev, congratulations. You are now going to be the Super Ginge, but you don't need to dye your hair.
That's fine.
So how are you feeling about it all, man?
I'm feeling good about it. It's been a long time coming, like you said. When we started, my confidence was just really, really low. I didn't know where I was fitting in. But after the first few, it just sort of settled in, and here we are now.
Yeah.
Yep. And I'm doing all the sourcing of the material and stuff, so I've had a fair number of been about a month and a half now. I've been doing that, I think, roughly.
Yeah,
So
I handed the reins over to you on that one because things were starting to kind of take off podcast wise on my side with Ginger Engine and trying to keep the business side of it up and running. So there was bits I was like, right, I'll need to pass certain things over quicker than expected. And one of them was, sourcing the research. And you more than stepped up to the plate with that. And there's been some really good and really diverse topics that fall into the superhero genre. And that's been noted in the ratings because the views have went up since you started doing them, which is no mean feat. So well done. So what do you personally want to say? Like, have you got like your wee kind of, when people are stepping down, they have their whole, it's been an absolute pleasure to speak to you and be part of this journey as I hand over to my successor. And then the successor does, thank you for giving me this opportunity. Blah, blah, blah. So for the successor, what anything that you want to say to everybody that's watching?
well, the channel's pretty much going to be the same. There's not going to be like massive changes. We're still going to be Super Ginge. That's not going anywhere. I was thinking of bringing some other things into it, but I'm not going to say anything yet. That's just a wee
Hey,
tease. I mean,
yep.
this is a reveal video, but you have to have some teases in the video as well. You
Oh,
can't
aye.
just go and say, "Here's everything." No, 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 no,
Yeah.
no. So
Yeah,
that's
it's like when I was doing the summary review on the Ginger Media channel. Well, if you've not seen it, like check it out. Well, but we did mention, what the couple of things like Super Geek was still going to carry on.
yeah,
What I didn't obviously drop that I would be stepping back from it. What analytics videos, what if they still liked them, what we would keep doing them.
mhm,
Again, that would be more what probably your side, what and your kind of ideas and your content than my side of it.
yeah,
And obviously we're gonna get super fights back on the go.
yep,
So for anybody that hasn't seen the video, yes, we are getting super fights back up and running next year. We're gonna try and I think make it a yearly thing, a yearly event,
yeah, definitely,
and take it out on the road, get it to live audiences.
yep,
Well, we're still obviously in, planning, development, like kind of early stages of what we're going to do. Well, we obviously need to, because we want to do it like a proper tournament where you could win a trophy and you could win like a gift voucher. We kind of joked about it being Amazon. Don't know if that will be the case, but it's something that if we're going to do it, we want to do it right. We want to do it like a proper tournament, and get buzz about it and get audience in and and get fellow dorks in amongst it
yeah.
and really have a great time with it. So it's something that we are going to be looking into and it's early stages. But yourself, Kev, what do you think about like the kind of super fights going forward?
I'm looking forward to it. I'm hoping to sort of step back from being in the fights as well because
Yeah.
I had a 3 wins, no 2 wins, 3 losses. So I
Mm,
didn't do as bad as you did, although you did manage to get to the grand final with your 1 win that
yeah.
you got.
What can I say? It was pure luck. It was pure luck as far as I was concerned. And it's the same deal. I think when it would come to super fights, we wouldn't be participating as in the actual fights. We'd be the adjudicators. We'd be the
Yeah,
judges. And probably try and get like a wee special guest judge or something. What if we had to come to a tiebreak?
yeah,
So I think that would be the main plan for it going forward. What is that we want to give more people what chances to say their piece on Dorkdom
yeah,
and what have these rounds and these fights because people liked them and they liked the premise. What it was just kind of a case of we were just like we're here. We hadn't really figured out what it was, but that's how we learn and that's how we grow. That's what people learn from these kind of podcasts and in general. Speaking of which, what with the podcasts, what Ginger Media is all about, like trying to help people. That's the mission statement. So one of the things that people will probably asking is, right, you're giving the reins to Kevin. Are you just gonna take them and feck off? What? No, I won't. Well, that's one of the things. But I will also be passing a lot of the key responsibilities to Kev. I'll be training him up. On my podcasting courses. So he's got to have the experience and the knowledge behind them. Again, if you want to sign up for a podcast course, we need the cash. Kev will obviously be getting trained, for free because technically, it's freelance employee. It's hopefully help develop you in that stage. And get software, all that kind of stuff. So
yep.
that's something that, like I say, we'd had a wee bit of a discussion about. And how are you feeling about, what beginning your training?
I'm feeling good. I've been looking up about like video editing stuff and that, and how the best way to do it is and stuff like that. So I'm actively looking at things and how to start it. Looking at equipment that I could possibly get in the future to help with the quality and stuff as well.
Yeah,
So I'm not just sitting about looking at superhero stuff. I'm actually doing other things.
yeah. No, I don't think that you would be just kind of sitting kind of twiddling thumbs or whatever, because I wouldn't be trusting you with it to pass on if that's what I thought you were doing.
Yeah,
But it also shows for anybody that is what out there and thinks like, oh, we maybe have an idea for something and we're not sure if we can do it. This is the opportunity to do it.
Yep.
Because people know that when I do the courses, if I'm going to grow a podcast, like I give them the option of, being under the Ginger Media banner or like breaking out on their own. What we had the Scare the Cat podcast to start with. Once it hit the goals, Grant decided to take it on his own and head in a different direction, which is what we encourage. What we're all about, watching them grow and develop. And the same thing was going to be applied to Kev. We discussed about whether Super Ginge was going to go out on its own with a different rebrand, or if it was going to stay under the Ginger Media Limited umbrella. You were very quick to say, keep it under the Ginger Media Limited umbrella. So, what was your reasoning behind it?
Well, it's an established brand, so I don't see why I should take it away from the established brand that it's been under since it started. That's where it was brought in, and it'll stay there.
Hey, that's cool. I'm okay with that. And again, it's not like a case of, you hold it to ransom. You're just aware, like, you have to stay with us, because we're a brand. Being called a brand, I'm actually like, well, hey, I've succeeded with making a brand, so I'm okay with that. And again, it's that might change down the line. It might be a case of once things get a bit bigger or there's more opportunities, it could be a case of right, I'll take it and off we go. And as always, you would have best wishes going forward.
Totally.
But it also means, everybody, that Kev will also be in charge of kind of more of the socials. So Kev's been mainly running the Facebook group with great success and great engagement. So the reins will be getting passed over to Kev for the other socials, like the Twitter and the Instagram. We ain't touching TikTok yet. We're none of those guys. We're not there for that yet.
Too old for TikTok.
I say that, and then other people go, "I'm on TikTok. Look at this," and I'm like, "It's just no for me. It's not me. It's just another tool to add to the arsenal. Eventually, but
yeah,
we've got good followings where we've got them. Let's just keep it going.
Yeah.
And for anybody that is curious, because there is the whole monetization thing, and everybody goes, "Money's the root of all evil. How's this gonna work? Are these monetized things? Is he just gonna take all the money and run?" The setup that I do is the same with anybody that has like a podcast, or they have it under this brand, and they're given the option. It would be, if they stay, the profits essentially are split 50-50. So, and since you've mainly been getting Fredo money, that's technically a pay rise.
Yep.
Won't be by much. You might be able to just buy like 2 packs of Fredos, but then the same deal, I would be buying 2 packs of Fredos. So that'll be something else. It won't obviously be like, it's not steady income yet because we're not there yet. Everybody thinks, when you get monetized, that you're going to hit the mother lode in the promised land. It's a load of horse shit. It ain't going to happen like that. You still have to build. So we've been doing not bad. We highs, we lows here and there, but overall we're okay. We can we have the Fredos, and we might aim for a McDonald's cheeseburger.
Oh, definitely.
We'll try and aim for that by the end of 2023. That we can, me and Kev had this joke last night when he'd went to my comedy show, and when we were driving home, and I was like, "I'm gonna get myself a McDonald's." He's like, "I thought you had no money." I don't. I've got money in the business account, so that's gonna be my Christmas dinner. And yeah, it was some Christmas dinner. There we go. That could be 2023's Christmas dinner if we do well enough. Go to McDonald's. Or if we do really well, more upscale, go to Burger King.
I was just going to say, if it's even more successful, get a large meal.
Yeah, that's if we get a lottery one. Yeah. And that'll probably tie into things as well, where we were discussing things like, fundraising opportunities and all this kind of stuff, and how we're going to kind of, keep the money coming in.
Yep.
Well, super fights is one of the things. We will be upfront. That will be a ticketed event, and a paid ticketed event, because we'll have costs to cover. Hopefully we'll be able to do some other things kind of dotted here and there, but it's like keep your eyes peeled kind of option. Let us see what happens. And that's the things that I'll really be doing when I take a step back, because I won't be taking a step back as in, I'm not having anything to do with it. I'm just going behind the scenes. So I'll be looking at things like, where can we do the super fights? When can we do them? Who can we get? What and all this kind of stuff. And speaking
Yep.
of recruitment, obviously with me stepping back from Super Geeked, there is a spot available. Is that right, Kev?
There is indeed.
So this is the official kind of call. If anybody that has been on, Super Fights or been a guest on Super Geeks and wants to come on, you're more welcome to send a little application in and give you a wee trial and see how you go. And then ultimately the decision will fall to Kev and Susan as to who they want to bring on. I will have my own opinions, but the final say will go down to the people who are actually in the presenters' chairs.
Yep.
Because I had a feeling that people would be like, "Well, this changed. What's happening to Susan?" Well, she's there. That's bad. But no, she doesn't get the up to Fredo money. Sorry, Susan. Well, you're not getting the extra responsibilities, so you don't get the extra money.
Yep.
And that's the way the Fredos crumble.
It is indeed.
Yeah. But also that doesn't devalue what Susan's been doing. Like she's been a good host and kind of kept things going and kept us to time when we've needed to be kept to time. And
Definitely.
that was one of the kind of key reasons why she was brought on. We knew it should just be like, right, get this done. Let's do it.
Yep.
So I'm okay with let Susan stay on as long as she wants to stay on. But at the moment, what seems pretty positive. We'll see how we go.
Yep.
So for yourself, Kev, I know you've obviously got your own kind of ideas with some projects or some ideas for going forward. What is there anything else that you think that you might want to change up? Like, for example, would you want to change like the format of Super Geeks? Would you want to kind of look into doing different things? With that type of style?
I think the format of Super Geeked is working for us. I don't think I'll change anything with Super Geeked. Other things though, I'll be looking at and possibly changing here and there. But overall, there's not going to be a big change. There's just going to be less ginger.
Yeah, that's very true. But that's the way it goes, man. It was the plan.
Yep.
It's what we agreed on. I know in some cases it's a long time coming, but in other cases it was like it's actually progressed further than expected.
Yeah.
Because what we were like, right, we'll just kind of see how we go. The plan is to pass you the reins. And I thought, well, maybe if we got to the 1 year kind of anniversary of Super Ginge, so I think that was what, in May when we
I think
started.
it's about May. We were going to stay
Yeah,
roughly about summer next year.
yeah,
Is when
and
we
they
were
were
going to start changing things up. But we're
yeah,
6 months ahead.
I know. Like I say, with this stuff that we've been doing, like progress just comes flying at us.
Yeah.
With everything, you look at the fact that I've had to set up the actual business 5 years ahead of schedule, and it was
I
like,
know.
okay, well, we clearly don't do things by halves. And a couple of things that we will also be doing, and this will be getting announced kind of over the channels, in this time period between Christmas and New Year. All been probably this will probably be the first one where the announcement's going to be here. We are actually going back to Scuffed Studios.
Yep.
Me, Matthew Hill and Ross Nickel all kind of had a wee powwow. Decided to get the band back together. Closer to home because they've now moved to Airdrie. Kev's in Hamilton, I'm in Uddingston. I have a car. I'll be using less petrol. I won't have any parking charges. Potentially a no-brainer. We've all worked together at Scuffed. The guys know you. You know the guys. I know you all. We all work well together. We've got a good chemistry. And we'll have like our own kind of dedicated place where we can create content. And there. Essentially what I was doing at Collaborate for Ginger Media, but with more like creative control. rather than
Yep.
like hot desking.
Mhm.
So that's one of the changes that's going to be coming. It's probably one of the options that we could look into for any any super fights that maybe can't get a venue for, or maybe just doing like teasers and all this kind of stuff. But how do you feel about what essentially the coming home party?
I think it's going to be good. Like you said, a lot less travel, especially for me getting from like Hamilton to Glasgow, especially at the times in the morning that we were doing it, and on a
Yeah,
Sunday. It's like, oh my god.
yeah.
I
Well, the
mean, I
advantage
did do
is
it,
like
I done it,
because
but
yeah, he did. And that was one of the things that I was like, right, he's definitely one that we'll keep on because he showed the commitment straight away.
yeah,
Because that's usually like my acid test for people. Is like, well, you make the commitment to turn up on a Sunday morning or making the travel. A lot of people were just like, what? No.
Uh,
Or we're
and
like, oh
I bet you they drove. I bet you they drove. They didn't have to rely on the 263
yeah, like
on a Sunday.
yeah, some of them drove, some of them had to get like taxis or whatever. But yeah, it was one of the ones where I thought it's long term project. It's not like for short term gain. We're building something. At least I wanted to
Yeah,
try and build something at that point. And things started to progress, and what like I said, like you stepped up to the plate, and I thought, well, okay, that's going to be a good thing going forward. And then when I found out that the guys at Scuffed were coming back over to Airdrie, I thought, well, it's a good home base. It's something that
yep,
we can all work on together. Well, I'm really looking forward to it, and also because I won't be doing as much driving to Glasgow and back, it means I could, come and pick you up or drop you off. What if it
yeah,
was a Sunday because you've earned it, and I won't be burning as much petrol as I normally was.
aye,
So it's what all in all, what things are I think are going to be really good for 2023.
yep,
I've laid my stall out saying that I think my plan for 2023 for the end of 2023 is that we can actually afford to have like an actual McDonald's Christmas lunch.
yep.
What would you say for you, like kind of in your own kind of personal development, like we're doing Super Ginge? What would you say is the kind of thing? If there's one thing, just one, I don't want it like loads and loads of goals and then we all go, oh, we're fucked. What? Because
Aye.
we didn't hit them. What's the one thing that you would say that you want to kind of get from Super Ginge by the end of 2023?
I want to see us hit 3,000.
Yeah, I think that's pretty doable at the time
It's
of this.
it's doable. I mean, we're sitting at like two and a half
Yeah,
ish.
at the time of this recording, and I will just go in and check it right now, just so we know. So bear with us, guys, while my phone decides to actually catch up with me. We are at 2,780
Hmm.
subscribers. So
So
we're
there we
not
go.
that far away.
More
We're
than
not,
halfway there.
yeah. 3,000 is definitely achievable.
It
Definitely
is.
achievable. And the more when things start to settle down again, we'll be able to get hitting those numbers on a regular basis.
Yeah. I mean, it was only about a month ago we were saying we've just hit 2,000. So
Mm-hmm.
that's less than a month, and we've got another 700.
Yeah,
So
it's
3,000
all
is doable in a year.
definitely, definitely. I would say so. The progress will keep going. We'll keep ramping it up, and like I said, things will be getting a bit more not not structured in the sense of everything's going to be bang, 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 but we're going to have a clearer vision going forward, and
Yeah.
that's what you have to do. Sadly, when you get in, it's not just all about being in front of the camera, guys, and being all nuts. In my case, I'm now going to have to start focusing on making sure that this business can be viable and this company will hit milestones and move on to the next level, because that's the last thing I want to do is for it to fold. And I think in my case, knowing that I'm bringing people in who I'm going to be like, right, I want them to succeed with me, will probably push me more to keep it from going under.
Yeah.
Because you know what I'm like sometimes if I'm doing things like I feel like I'm doing things on my own, I go into a self-destruct mode. I've done it before, sadly. and it just go what all kind of crumbles. But when someone's kind of next to me going, right, we're doing better than you think. Don't be a dick. Then usually we keep carrying on.
Yep.
And again, what there's no one that no one else that I would trust to pass Super Ginge on to than to you, man.
Cheers.
Yeah.
It's been great doing it, and more success in the future for it, and all the other channels you've got. So
Yeah, definitely. But and if anybody is thinking that I'm going to step back from the other two channels, that ain't happening. What? Because Ginger Engine, there are people who know Thomas better than I do, but that's my baby. That's my Thomas baby. It ain't happening. I have been a fan of that since a baby. Ain't happening. But that Mental Ginger show, well, I am the mental ginger. I can't exactly go anywhere. That's the gist. It just means that any other projects or any other podcasts that we do take on, they'll be more likely to bring in outside talent or outside resources. Again, might just be like, starting out with there'll be no money till monetized, then Fredo money, then maybe a packet of Fredo money, and we just build it up as we go. But that's the whole point. It's the whole part of the process, man. If you work, you will get that Fredo money.
and one day you could even get a coffee for Starbucks.
I'm not even jinxing that. I would go Costa.
I don't like Costa. I've
You
never
don't?
liked Costa. No.
I'm the reverse. Like, I'm not a big fan of Starbucks. Well, I think it's mainly because of Alison, because she's got a Costco card. Not Costco, but Costa card.
Aye.
Costco, if only. Well, so she's got a Costa Club card. So we go there. Sometimes this was when we had money. And go there. To have a wee Costa in it. So it kind of converted me around to the dark side. And then they opened up the proper Costa in Coatbridge, and it's like, okay, it's like we're here. It's mainly convenience. Probably like how I used to go, to the Pizza Hut in Coatbridge, and then they shut it down, and it's like I'm a feck going to Hamilton. Domino's has opened up right across the road. I'm cool.
Yep.
You play to my laziness, everything works out. That's why I'm so glad I'm going back to Scuffed. It plays into my laziness.
Although the bad thing is, because it's in Airdrie, I need to go back onto the feckin' 201. Hate that bus. Hate it.
Hey, that's why I said I will be coming to pick you up and drop you off. Well, I know that 201 is an absolute catch you next Tuesday. My God. I know it's
especially when it's the entire run, Airdrie, Coatbridge, Bells Hill, Motherwell, Hamilton.
And then they forget there's still East Kilbride to come after that.
Aye.
Well, so I know that run when I used to get the bus, and I was still like, no, fuck this, man. So that I wouldn't do that to you, mate. So you will be fine. You will be a-okay with that. And it also means that I don't need to worry about being like, oh, I've got to leave like 30, 45 minutes earlier to get there and do that a lot of stuff. I can be like, right, that 30, 40 minutes I can use to pick you up, and we both come over. And that way I know the gang's there. Let's get to work.
Aye.
So we are starting to come up on time with this little kind of round off for 2022, 2023. So what would you say, Kev's been the highlight for you, doing this for 2022?
Just getting back into the sort of a industry of media. For a long time, I stayed away from it because of everything, the politics, the bad mouthing, the backstabbing, and it's like there's no point in that. So I just left it. I was like, I'm never going back to that, never going back. And then, worked in bars and retail and stuff like that. And then all of a sudden I got a message from a ginger saying, "Have you seen my podcast? I've got an idea for a different one. Come and talk to me about it." So I was like, all right. And as I say, the rest is history.
Yep.
So it's like I get brought back into it.
Yep. You were the Godfather 3 of the entertainment industry. You thought you were out, and I
Yep,
pulled you back in. And
that's it.
in a way, I'm really touched that you phrased it kind of like that. So, what I agree with you that the entertainment industry is fucked.
Yep.
Like, and it's mainly all the backstabbing and the politics and the infighting and all that kind of stuff. You get it in 9 to 5 jobs as well. What,
Oh God, aye.
but it's what with this side, it's a lot more toxic because there's a lot more egos in it. And that was one of the things that when I was like, because I was the same, I walked away and I thought I can't do it. What, and I can't play this game. And then it was just one kind of just doing like what I was doing with the podcast and things were growing. And I thought, well, you know what? I don't want to be a part of their game, so I'm going to create my own.
Yep.
Well, and it's one of the things that I don't tolerate. I don't tolerate like the backstabbing or the infighting or the gossiping. And it's like if that happens, get to bye.
Aye.
So
And that's why I decided when you gave me the message and said, "Come in, we'll have a chat." I was like, "Well, I know you. I know you're not one of these types of people. So whatever you say you're going to do, you'll do it. If you've got something that you didn't like that I did, you'll say it, and I'm like, that's fine.
yeah,
We've known each other for a long time, so we've
yeah,
got that relationship where it's like, oh, I didn't like that, so right, that's fine. I'll try it a different way next time. Or,
yeah,
well, I know you don't like that, but that's the way I do that, and we would be like, right, fair dues. It worked. I didn't like it, but it worked.
mhm,
So
yeah,
we can have those discussions and like not say, oh, I'm going to go tell them about that. I'm going to go tell them. We would tell each other if we didn't
yeah,
like something that the other one done.
yeah.
So it's like if I'm going to get back into this industry, at least do it with people that you know and you like and that you respect as well.
Yeah, definitely, man. But and I appreciate that. I really do. But and it's one of the things where, like I said, when I set everything up, I thought, well, create your own game. Don't play anybody else's.
Yeah.
Well, because the right people will come to you. Well, and did.
Yeah.
Well,
Mm-hmm.
because well, you're like, oh, I got this message for a ginger that said, come along. But there was a comment on a post from a certain person with long hair. Well, that said, if he needs a hand when he's a shout. Well, and yeah, like I said, rest was and as you say, rest is history from there.
Yep.
So I'm really excited about what's coming for next year. Like not the whole new year, new me bullshit, but just the fact that we're gonna take what we've already built, which is good, and we're just gonna try and take it up a level.
Yep.
So I'm perfectly down for that. What I know that you are as well. What anybody that's been supporting during 2022, just watch out because 2023 is going to be a banger.
Yep.
So until next time, and probably for not the final time for me, I may pop up every now and then, but for the final time of 2022, that he has been super, and I am pointing the right way.
And
You got it right. You had it right first time.
he is Ginge.
There we go. And we are out of here, and we will see you all in the new year. Bye.
Right.